Hey everybody, meteorologist Danielle here for the 1 Degree Outside Weather Network. This is your Insights video. I'm going to go into the deeper dive of what's going on weather-wise through the upcoming weekend. I want to start with the drought monitor across the country. This gets updated weekly. We've talked about it before on Thursday morning. So there will be an update tomorrow. You notice much of the country is in abnormally dry or drought conditions. This is the legend here at the top. But the most extreme and exceptional areas of drought are in portions of the Central Plains, some areas of the Northern Plains, and then also from Ohio stretching back down to West Virginia. Here at home, we've been abnormally dry. The slight areas of drought include southern Vermont, northern Berkshire County, notice far eastern Maine and the mid-coast of Maine, and then a little area from southern Maine, southeast New Hampshire into northeastern Massachusetts. I would be shocked if these areas don't expand with the update that comes out tomorrow. And that's just because we've been so dry. In fact, over the last 30 days, this is the rainfall deficit. And notice most spots in southern New England where you see these reds are about 1 to 2, even close to 3 inches below average in terms of rainfall. So an expansion of the areas that have been abnormally dry and the slight drought areas is likely. Precipitation totals over the last 24 hours across the country too. Notice not much going on. Maybe a few showers here from the northern plains into the Great Lakes and a couple showers and thunderstorms down across eastern Florida. But it's been this dry stretch, and that's because we've had this expansive area of high pressure, several of them across the country. And that trend will continue with these kind of fast-moving cold fronts that come in. So today's weather map, there is a sharp cold front coming through the eastern Great Lakes, and that's what will shift through New England overnight tonight into tomorrow. Behind it, a new area of high pressure builds in. Fairly quiet weather across the country. Couple of showers here in the Midwest during the day tomorrow with another cold front coming in. That will slide east during the day on Friday. But notice there's not a lot of green on the map. So it's fairly moisture starved, fairly progressive. That will swing through New England on Saturday and bring a reinforcing shot of cool air on Sunday. Now, there is a gusty wind out there, and that's ahead of the cold front that's coming in for tonight into tomorrow. So you'll notice the breeze. It's not a damaging wind or anything, but 20 to 30 miles per hour. It eases somewhat during the pre-dawn tomorrow. And then as the front comes in and the wind shifts around, notice the wind kicks up tomorrow about 15 to 25 miles per hour. A few higher gusts along the coastline, immediate coast of the South Shore to Cape Cod, and also the mid-coast of Maine. Just want to play things through on Friday to show you that there will be a lighter wind on Friday. Most of us actually less than 10 miles per hour. So that does make it feel a little bit better this time of the year when the wind isn't as strong. Definitely a brisk feel for our Thursday with big changes coming in. And that's thanks in part to the upper level pattern. So this is the atmospheric energy, the yellows, the oranges, the red you see here. This trough, this dip in the jet stream going to be sliding east here. A lot of energy with it, but it kind of forms at least the bulk of the strongest energy here to our south off the Delmarva and then kind of merges with this ocean storm and shifts east. Nonetheless, there will be a passing shower as it comes through and it slides east during the day tomorrow. By the time we get to the weekend, there is another little dip that comes in. That's that next cold front I was talking about. Not a ton of energy with it, kind of parallel to some of the dip that comes in. So maybe a shower possible on Saturday. That energy slides east by Sunday, but we're on the cooler side of the jet stream. Next week, we start to see this little bump, this little ridge that starts to build back in to our south and west. And that represents high pressure building in and warmer air that will also be building in for another warm up for us with unseasonably mild temperatures through the middle part of next week as that builds into the eastern seaboard. So at the surface, the weather map looks like this tomorrow. The front is actually going to merge with that ocean storm. So the greatest chance of a shower, I think, is the south coast of Cape Cod in the morning through the afternoon. Clouds decrease, it's breezy, it's brisk, and it's no longer mild. Temperatures will be more seasonable for this time of the year. Typical fall weather moving in. Friday actually is a brisk feel with temperatures that don't get out of the 40s and 50s, but the wind will be lighter, so it is a trade-off. Lots of sunshine on Friday, too. Then that next cold front comes in. Notice not a lot of moisture with it. So both tonight into tomorrow, and again on Saturday, yes, there's a chance of a shower, but it's light, it's passing. I think a lot of us are going to end up dry. The greatest chance of a shower on Saturday is in far northern New England. So it's not a typical pattern where you want to cancel outdoor plans, have to be keeping an eye on it. There will be some showers around or raindrops, but not that many. So outdoor activities, you have plans for the kiddos, sporting events, games, things like that should be fine. Sunday, varying amounts of sun and clouds. There will be a reinforcing shot of cool air that comes in, and that may spark some mountain snow showers on Sunday that may drop a coating to an inch or so. So we'll keep you posted on that. 60s for highs tomorrow, 50s to the north, but it will drop during the second half of the day. And then tomorrow night, so Thursday night, 30s for many spots. Notice the closer you get to the coast, that wind stays a little bit active. So 40s from Boston back down to the Cape, and upper 30s won't mean a frost. But inland, it'll be a hard freeze and some patchy areas of frost where the wind does let up a bit through far western and northern New England. Friday, we struggle to get out of the 50s. This is fairly typical, though, for fall, right? Not too bad. Lower 60s in and around southern New England with a lighter wind. So overall, a beautiful fall day on Friday. Now, Friday night won't be that cold. I don't think we have to worry about frost. There'll be some scattered clouds. Far northern New England may see a touch of frost. Otherwise, we're either side of 40 degrees, mid 40s for Boston back down to the Cape near 50. Saturday, actually a little bit above average for this time of the year, mid 50s in northern New England, 60 to 65 in southern New England. The one thing you will notice this weekend, both on Saturday and Sunday, is that the wind will be active. So 10 to 20 miles per hour, some gusts higher than that on Saturday, and that will be the case on Sunday too. Saturday night will dip below freezing in portions of western and far northern New England, so a hard freeze, and then some pockets of frost, possible north and west of Boston if the wind can let up a bit. When the wind's still active, that inhibits frost from developing, but notice the temperature does dip to near 35, 36 degrees. We have yet to dip below 40 in Boston for the fall season, but I'll talk about when we might do that coming up. Sunday, chilly feel. Brisk wind out of the northwest, gusting over 20 miles per hour. We don't get out of the 40s in northern New England. Some of the summits of far northern New England will be in the 30s with mountain snow showers that develop. 50 to 55 in southern New England, so about 5 to 10 degrees below average. And then you factor in the wind on top of that. It's going to be a brisk, chilly feel, and that includes for the Pats as the Jets come to town. 1 o'clock kickoff here. Tailgating upper 40s, and it will stay in the upper 40s in terms of a feels like temperature throughout the game because that wind will be 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusting higher. A lot of sunshine, and then a few clouds may mix in towards the tail end of the game. Now, here's what I was talking about Sunday night. Cold. I do think 34 may be a little bit too chilly in the city of Boston, but I do think we have our first shot of dipping below 40 degrees in Boston, and notice it's widespread 20s to lower 30s across a lot of the remainder of New England. So a hard freeze for some communities that haven't had it yet. Will still be around 40 on Cape Cod and the islands on Sunday night. Monday will be chilly too, but then we get the warm up that comes in. You can see that in the 14-day forecast. Of course, all of our weather information always on our website and right on our app. If you want to download it, it's free in the App Store, Google Play. You just search Noises 1 degree outside weather. And thanks for checking in. Of course, our info is always on social media as well. We'll see you with Evening Essentials later on and another update tomorrow morning.